Hello everyone. Today is Wednesday, March 17th, 2021, and also happy St. Patrick's Day. So welcome back to Jacob Talks Politics. In this video I'm going to be talking about the recall effort against California Governor Gavin Newsom. So let's see where we're going to start. I'm going to start with showing you the results of the 2018 California Gubernatorial election. In this, Newsom won by a fairly big margin, about 62% of the vote to 38% of the vote. So clearly he is able to perform very well in California. Now, let's ask this question. What is a recall election? A recall election is where the voters, the citizens of a state or any constituency can gather signatures and approval from members of the public in order to hold an election to recall an elected official from office. So this is something that has happened before. It's rare that they're actually successful, but if we actually go back, we can see that there was a recall effort in California back in 2003. So in the 2002 election, we had Gray Davis as the governor, or who was elected in 2002, and then in 2003 they held a recall election, and in recall elections there are basically two questions that are asked on the ballot. The first one is basically just a yes or no question as to whether you want to recall whoever is being recalled in that election, and the second question is as to whether it has basically a whole list of candidates, and you can just choose which one you want to win. So, as we can see, the first question in 2003, about 55% said yes to the recall, and 45% said no. And there were 135 candidates on the ballot in 2003. And as you can see here, it's a whole lot. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was actually the winner, so he was a fairly popular governor when he was elected. And even though California is a Democratic state, they did elect a Republican governor back then. California was significantly closer in elections a few decades ago as compared to where it is now. So if we look at 2006, Schwarzenegger won re-election by a fairly big margin. And so let's look at what's happening now with the 2019 to 2021 recall effort against California Governor Gavin Newsom. And he's a Democrat. So why is he being recalled? Well, he has come up under a lot of criticism for his handling of COVID-19 and other things. It actually says right here, recall supporters say Newsom mishandled the state's response to the coronavirus pandemic, did not do enough to address the state's homelessness rate, and supported sanctuary city policies and water rationing. In December 2020, a spokesman for Newsom said President Donald Trump's supporters were behind the recall effort, which he also said would cost the state $100 million and distract from efforts to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine and reopen schools. So, for a recall effort to actually be successful, well, for it to get on the ballot, 12% of the total number of votes cast in the previous election you have to have that many signatures. So if we look at the total number of votes in the 2018 California governor election, we see that 12,464,235 votes were cast. And 12% of that should be, if I can find that, 1,495,709 votes. And it is also suggested that you go above and beyond that minimum requirement, because you'll likely have a big amount of signatures that are invalid, so you want to have plenty of leeway between the minimum that you need. And there is also a deadline. This effort was launched in June of 2020, and supporters have actually until today, March 17th, I didn't realize, to collect 1.4 95709 million signatures, and they have gone above that. They have collected, I believe, over 2 million signatures. So just trying to see if there are any candidates who have actually said that they are willing to run for this yet, but I do know that the recall election has to take place sometime in October. I'm not sure when. That's what I'm trying to look for. And we can also see that there are several Democrats who oppose the recall effort, meaning that they support Gavin Newsom in this, including the President, Joe Biden, and Senator Alex Padilla, the new California senator who replaced Kamala Harris, and among others like Bernie Sanders and Cory Booker and Elizabeth Warren. So I'm just going through this and seeing any other information. Let's see. Gavin Newsom has actually started a campaign against this because he does believe that he is in danger. If we go to this article, Rescue California Recall Effort is a warning to Gavin Newsom's fellow governors. I know I saw somewhere that Gavin Newsom is fairly worried about this effort, and you can tell that he is by the fact that he has started this committee, this campaign to defend him. And if we look at the polling on the matter, it actually seems pretty even. If we look at this first poll from January 2021, 45% said don't recall and 36% said yes to recall. And in these more recent ones, on February, we have only a 4-point margin between the people who say yes to recall Gavin Newsom and no to recall him. And we also have an equally close margin of 4 points. 42% said don't recall and 38% said do recall. And we have some approval ratings right here of Gavin Newsom. So it does look like his approval rating has declined, as you can see, from June of 2019 to now, to now. Possible candidates in the recall election, John Cox, I believe, John Cox was the one who ran against Gavin Newsom back in 2018 and lost. And honestly, let me be honest, it is very, very unlikely that Gavin Newsom is replaced by a Republican. Maybe he gets primaried out and another Democrat wins, but I find it very unlikely that that we see one of these Republicans like John Cox or Kevin Faulconer or any of them winning a governor election in California. So, and the reason that is if you just look at this huge margin that he won by in 2018, 62 to 38, and Joe Biden in here won by even more. Let's see if I can find how much he won by. Joe Biden won California with 63.5% of the vote to 34.3%, an even bigger margin. So California is an extremely blue state. So yeah, maybe Gavin Newsom does get primaried out by another Democrat, but I don't think it is likely that we see any Republican replace him. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're interested in seeing political content like this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share the channel with your friends.